In Dragon Ball Daima, a devious plot shrinks Goku and his friends down to the size of kids. Panicked and desperate to fix the mess, they realize the only way to return to normal is by traveling to a whole new realm to find the Dragon Balls. Goku, joined by Pansy, Supreme Kai, and Glorio, sets off on an epic journey through the dangerous demon realm to gather the Dragon Balls and restore everything. But with powerful enemies and crazy obstacles ahead, it's going to be a wild ride. Bulma, who had been trying to fix their ship all night, gets frustrated and tells the others that the material used in the ship is unfamiliar to her and doesn't even exist on Earth. Vegeta, more concerned about the ship than her struggles, asks bluntly if she can fix it or not. Frustrated by her inability to repair the ship and irritated by her husband's dismissive attitude, Bulma snaps and yells at him. She explains that without the specific element which is unavailable on Earth, the ship simply won't work. Vegeta suggests she use materials available on Earth, but Bulma retorts that adapting those materials for repairs would take a lot of time. Piccolo, who had been quietly observing their argument, steps in and asks Bulma if there's any other way to fix the ship. Bulma glares at him and, overwhelmed with frustration, starts pulling at her hair. She's exhausted from working all night without success, and the constant questions from everyone only add to her irritation. Vegeta turns away, visibly disappointed by Bulma's inability to fix the ship. Bulma notices this and, enraged, pops up behind him, shouting that she has every right to be more offended since she's the one who spent the whole night working on it. As she continues ranting, the group notices a ship flying above them. Since they're unfamiliar with this world, they immediately assume it's an enemy ship. Vegeta instinctively steps in front of Bulma, shielding her behind him, and waits for whoever is inside the ship to emerge. The ship lands and Hybis steps out. He informs them that the king has sent him to bring them to him. The group is shocked by this sudden announcement. Meanwhile, Goku is traveling with Pansy, Supreme Kai, and Glorio aboard their ship. Holding black food balls in his hands, Goku listens as Pansy explains that each ball is equivalent to 2 full meals and is used by her people during food shortages. Goku eagerly eats one, and his stomach immediately bulges. True to his nature, Goku eats another ball, causing his stomach to swell like a balloon. He pats his stomach in satisfaction, while Pansy stares at him incredulously for eating 2 of the dense food balls at once. She asks how he manages to raise his kids when his own habits are so childish. Goku shrugs off the question, admitting he doesn't think much about it. An honest reflection of his parenting style, given that he wasn't even there when Goten was born and was largely absent during Gohan's childhood. Poor Chi-Chi had to raise both the kids and her husband all on her own. Meanwhile, Vegeta, Bulma, and Piccolo are traveling with Hybis, who is escorting them to meet up with Goku. During the ride, Bulma asks Piccolo why the others aren't coming along. Piccolo explains that they stayed behind to look after the temple. Vegeta remains silent, as usual, lost in his own thoughts. Hoping to lighten the mood, Bulma tries to spark a conversation with Hybis, but he responds with indifference. When she asks about his plans, he casually mentions that he just needs to drop them off and then head to a beauty parlor. Bulma stares at him in disbelief, clearly not expecting the stoic, stone-faced Hybis to be someone who frequents beauty parlors. Hybis then calls the king to report that the group is nearing the demon world. The king, sounding urgent, tells him to hurry as Goku and the others have already headed off to confront Tamagami. Meanwhile, aboard the other ship, Pansy notices something unusual in the sky and tells Glorio to stop. As she peers out of the window, enemy ships suddenly surround them. The group immediately begins to speculate how their ship was discovered. Pansy suddenly recalls that the authorities had scanned her collar band the previous day. Realizing the collar band must have been used to track them, she explains that the authorities likely deduced Goku's presence with their group, which prompted the interception. Since Goku is on the world's wanted list, the group begins to panic, fearing they'll be caught soon. Pansy explains that all demons are required to wear the collar, whether they want to or not. Goku turns to her and casually suggests she just take it off, but Pansy quickly covers the collar with her scarf, explaining that it's not as simple as he thinks. Goku assures them there's no need to worry because he can easily defeat the guards. However, Glorio warns him against fighting, pointing out that doing so would put the rest of them on the wanted list too, which would prevent them from traveling to the other world. Supreme Kai, confident that the guards won't find Goku, suggests he hide inside the ship. When a ship lands, the group disembarks one by one, leaving Goku behind. The guards immediately search the ship but find no trace of him. Even Pansy is baffled, certain that Goku is hiding somewhere inside. Suddenly, Goku taps her on the shoulder. She whirls around and nearly screams in surprise, but Supreme Kai quickly covers her mouth to muffle the sound before she alerts the guards. One of the guards looks over, curious about the commotion. Thinking fast, Glorio steps in front of Goku, blocking him from view. The guard, failing to notice anything suspicious, continues his inspection. Supreme Kai and Goku quietly urge Pansy to stay calm and not cause trouble. Goku takes the opportunity to slip away and hide in the nearby bushes. Glorio asks the guards to let them go since Goku wasn't found with them. The guard, having no further reason to detain the group, allows them to leave. Supreme Kai then explains to Pansy that Goku has the ability to use instant transmission, which allows him to move around without being seen by anyone. Impressed by Goku's skills, Pansy praises him, marveling at his abilities and thinking that he can do things she could never even imagine. Just as the group is about to leave, the guards stop Pansy and tell her she needs to come with them. Glorio argues with the guards, demanding to know why they are taking her. The guards explain that a kid threw a grenade at them a few days ago, and they suspect Pansy was that kid. Supreme Kai attempts to resolve the situation, telling the guards that Pansy was with them the whole time and couldn't have been involved in the incident. However, the guards ignore his reasoning and try to forcefully drag Pansy away. Panicking, Pansy uses her electric shock device on one of the guards, causing him to collapse. Supreme Kai declares that there's no need to hold back now since the fight has already begun. He and Glorio start battling the guards. Supreme Kai displays his impressive skills, knocking out multiple guards, while Glorio uses electric shocks to defeat them. Amidst the chaos, their ship is destroyed. When one of the guards' ships attempts to flee, Goku uses his energy to knock it down, preventing them from alerting others about their group. Pansy quickly disables the soldiers' communicators to stop them from contacting reinforcements. With the guards dealt with, the group faces a new problem. Their destroyed ship is now useless for continuing their journey. Pansy surveys the area and spots a soldier's ship in good condition. The group decides to use it to continue their journey. Everyone boards the ship, but they notice that Pansy isn't getting on and ask her why. She looks at them painfully and tells them that she won't be continuing the journey with them. They ask why she won't be traveling with them, and she explains that her collar is the reason they were tracked in the first place. If she travels with them, the soldiers will be able to track them again. She looks away and tells them to go ahead without her. Ted looks at her regretfully, but Supreme Kai walks toward her and tells her that he wants to examine the collar band on her neck. Pansy takes off her scarf, and Supreme Kai analyzes the collar. He notices that the material used in the collar is the same material that was used to break the Z sword. Pansy tells him that demons are all bound to wear this collar from birth. She then says that it is the fate of demons to wear this collar for the rest of their lives or die. She clutches the collar, and Supreme Kai casually asks her if she wants him to take it off. She is shocked and looks at him in surprise. She asks if he can actually do it, and Supreme Kai tells her that he can try since the material of the collar is from his world as well. He puts 2 fingers on her collar and recites his spell. The collar starts glowing and breaks into bits and pieces. Pansy is shocked and falls to the ground in relief. She stands up and joyfully cheers, declaring that she is finally free. She exclaims that this is the first time in her life she has felt freedom. She asks Supreme Kai what kind of magic spell he used on the collar, as no magic spell she had ever used could affect it. Looking in with a hint of hope, she asks if this is a spell that only Kais are able to use. Supreme Kai smiles at her and explains that this spell can be used by anyone. She becomes even happier and excitedly declares that she will inform everyone about the spell so they too can be freed from the cursed collars. Joyfully, she goes inside the ship and asks Supreme Kai for his name. He tells her that his name is Shin, but she remarks that the name Shin was given to him in the other world. She asks about the name he was given in the demon world. He smiles and tells her it was Naher. Goku looks at him and tries to call Supreme Kai by his demon name, but since the name is unfamiliar to him, he stutters and decides to stick with calling him Supreme Kai. As they resume their journey, the group becomes confused about how they will reach the other world without knowing the ship's allotted number. Pansy reassures them, contacts her hacker friend, and easily gets the number. With this information, they continue their journey. Her friend also informs them that Goku's friends from Earth have arrived. Pansy asks Goku if they should wait for his friends, but he eagerly refuses, saying he is too excited to fight Tamagami. Meanwhile, Hybis brings Bulma, Vegeta, and Piccolo to the assigned destination and prepares to drop them off. However, the king instructs him to continue the journey until Vegeta and the others are reunited with Goku. Reluctantly, Hybis agrees to take the group further. Goku and his group finally arrive at the location where he is supposed to fight Tamagami. Upon arrival, Goku announces that he wants to eat before the battle. The group heads to a nearby restaurant where Goku eats to his heart's content. While there, he asks the waiter about Tamagami and learns that the last time Tamagami was challenged was 20 years ago, when a stubborn young man dared to duel him and was defeated terribly. This revelation only fuels Goku's excitement to face Tamagami. Once Goku finishes eating, he goes to meet Tamagami and challenge him. Before he can even speak, Tamagami lets out a deafening scream that nearly bursts everyone's eardrums. Tamagami then introduces himself as Tamagami no 3 informs Goku that he must defeat him first to obtain the Dragon Balls. Undeterred, Goku takes his fighting stance ready to attack. Hope you all enjoyed the video and are pumped to see what epic moves Goku pulls off in his next fight. If this video got you hyped, smash that like button to show some love. And hey, if you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any of the action-packed episodes coming your way. Stay tuned.